Sermon a Day. I am Pastor Tom Estes, and this is your 5-minute sermon for February 17th, 2013. Today's message is geared toward men, and the title asks the question to men, do you lead your home? Listen to Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. It says, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Notice that Joshua is telling everybody else, you guys can do whatever you want. If it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord, don't serve them. If you want to serve the false gods that our ancestors served before the flood, help yourself. If you guys want to serve the gods of the Amorites, which are all around you, help yourself. But as for me and my house, we're serving God. My family, we're doing what's right. We're following after the Lord. Notice here that Joshua does not consult his wife. Notice that Joshua does not consult his children. He does not go to them and say, "Sweetheart, it'd be so great if you would just work with me on this. And I know everybody's serving these false gods, but sweetheart, if you would just go with me on this and serve God, I promise you it'll work out." No. Joshua said, we're serving God. We're going to do what's right. And see, many men, many Christian men, quote unquote, Christian men, are shirking that responsibility. The wives are the leaders in the home spiritually. I'll never forget, I was counseling with a family, and my jaw dropped. And a man said, he referred to his wife, and he said, "She's our leader." What a joke! It's amazing. Men think manhood today is running off with the buddies and doing all that kind of nonsense. Men think manhood is staying home from church. I know men, I've met them. I ain't going to church. My kids can go. My wife can go. But I ain't going to church. I mean, they don't say it, but it's almost like they think they're too tough to go to church. As if that has anything to do with whether or not you should be a Christian, how tough you are. And there's this notion that that's kind of a effeminate thing. Let the women handle that. Let the children handle that. And that's why we have young men especially leaving churches as soon as they get older, because they want to be like their big tough dad who's just too manly to go to church. Here's the thing. If you're a Christian man, you're going to lead your home. If you're a Christian man, you're not only going to lead your home, you're going to lead your home to follow Christ. You're going to lead your home in Bible studies. You're going to lead your home to go to church. You're going to lead your home to help and work with the pastor. You're going to lead your home to ignore the gossip. You're going to be a leader. Men today, the only time they want to lead is when they want to cause problems. When we're dealing with churches, oh yeah, men will step up then, they'll cause problems. How about you be a leader for good? How about you be a force for good? You see churches getting split all over this country because men are weak unless they want to start a problem, unless they get their feelings hurt. Then suddenly they think it's time for them to be a tough guy. How about you say, "As for me and my house, we're going to do what's right"? How about you say, "As for me and my house, we're going to do what is not popular"? How about you say, "As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord"? I mean, isn't it time to quit with the nonsensical things of the world? Isn't it time to lay aside your football games, men? Isn't it time to lay aside your fishing trips, men? Isn't it time, and some of you are still involved in video games, isn't it time to lay aside your video games, men? Isn't it time, for the first time in your life, to be a man? To be a man that will please God? To be a man that will lead his family to please God? You may not know this, and your wife may not. You may not think this true of your wife, but if you're a Christian and your wife is a Christian, she wants you to serve God. If you're a Christian, your wife is a Christian, she wants you to lead the home. She wants you to take the bull by the horns. A Christian woman is not going to want to be the leader of a home because God will have placed His Spirit within her. And the Spirit of God within her is going to teach her that the man, that is her husband's job to lead the home. I like what Joshua said. He wasn't worried about what everybody else thought. He didn't even care what his wife thought. And I'm not saying, and I know the world's going to call you misogynist when you say that. But the responsibility, man, lies with you. You're the one that God's going to look at and say, you've either done a good job leading your home or a bad job. I don't know about you, but I want God to look at my home and say I've done a good job. I know I can't do the best. I know I can't do a perfect job. But I want to be able to stand up, and I want all Christian men to be able to stand with me and with your pastor and with the men around you and say, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. All right, so that was your sermon for February 17th, 2013. I hope that I gave you something to think about. I know that message was a little provocative, but sometimes we need to get kind of woken up a little bit. So hopefully that'll help you. I want to invite you to check out our website, southsidewinterhaven.com. You'll find all of our sermons there, all of our doctrinal statements, everything you'd want to know about Southside Baptist Church. You can find it at southsidewinterhaven.com. And if you're ever in Winter Haven, Florida, please check out the Southside Baptist Church. I guarantee you'll find a church of sweet, loving people that have a desire and a hunger for the Word of God and for you to know Christ. God bless you, and have a great day.